Hey, Shalom. This is the brother Tawab Bosch from the Great Millstone Northwest. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Um, double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom, peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect. This is just adding on to the video I just finished, which will be titled, "The Nations Will Turn Their Back on America, aka Babylon." This is just a quick article I want to go into, which just kind of supports that being a fact, being a truth, and Trump being the one who's going to help us, further along the Most High's agenda, which is ultimately that these nations will turn on America and end up in World War III, and then ultimately end up sending off the ICBM missiles and destroying this place, as the scriptures prophesy about. This is the Washington Post. The title of this article is "Trump is Turning Other Countries Against the United States," by Fareed Zakaria, opinion writer, May 4th, 2017. So this has been happening for a while, and you can see it's even worse now. There has been much focus on President Trump's erratic foreign policy, the outlandish positions, the many flip-flops, the mistakes, but far more, the damaging in the long run might be what some have termed the Trump effect. His impact on the domestic politics of other countries. His impact on the domestic politics of other countries. That effect appears to be powerful, negative, and enduring. It could undermine decades of U.S. foreign policy successes. Look at Mexico. For generations, this was a country defined by their fiery anti-Americanism, founded by a radical these fucking devils, a radical revolutionary movement, right? How about it was founded by people that didn't want to be bullied around and beat up anymore? How about that? They just wanted their own nation. No, it's got to be, anybody who's trying to do their own thing without, America's help is a radical revolutionary. Salakia. Fueled by anger against U.S. imperialism and high-handedness, Mexico would rarely cooperate with Washington. Since the 1990s, the landscape has shifted, indeed almost reversed. Thanks to intelligent leadership, aka the CIA, putting in operatives of their people of their own into the Mexican government rather than them having their own government. Thanks to intelligent leadership in Mexico and consistent bipartisan engagement by Washington, man, these devils are crazy. The United States and Mexico have become friendly neighbors, active trading partners, and allies in national security. Mexico buys more U.S. goods than China, and it is, in fact, the second largest destination for U.S. exports after Canada. Sales to Mexico are up 455% since the passage of NAFTA. The country cooperates with the United States on border security, helping to indirect drug shipments and deporting tens of thousands of Central American immigrants who aim to enter the United States illegally. Mexico is an ally of the United States in most international negotiations and organizations. Right? All of this could change easily. Over the past year, Trump has attacked and demeaned Mexico and its people. The political landscape there has shifted. President Enrique Peña Nieto's already declining approval ratings plummeted after he was seen. Let me make sure I read that right. Already declining approval ratings plummeted after he was seen as too conciliatory towards Trump. It is now quite possible, in fact, likely, that the next president of Mexico will be an anti-American socialist populist similar to Venezuela's Hugo Chavez. Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, or Obrador was polling at about 10% at the start of 2015. He is now at 30%. The frontrunner among the potential candidates is next year's election. Let me see if there's anything else in here. Now consider South Korea. Trump's demand that Seoul pay for the THAAD missile defense system, threatening to overturn the existing agreement with Washington, has fueled the forces in South Korea that oppose that system in the first place, along with any aggressive military measure against North Korea. Trump has casually delivered a number of slights to the United States' closest allies, accepting wholesale China's claims that Korea once belonged to it and threatened to tear it up. To tear up the U.S.-South Korea Free Trade Agreement. South Korea is facing a snap election for its presidency, and the candidate who is benefiting most from Trump's antics is the left-wing Moon Jae-in. Anti-Americanism has returned to South Korea in force, though not quite as strongly as in Mexico, where Trump's favorability has been recorded at 3%. So basically, I just wanted to throw that in there, just a little bit more information on that video. I just don't want to make that video too long. Again, you can check this out on the Washington Post. It's called "Trump is Turning Other Countries Against the United States," and eventually it will, because it's prophesied in the Holy Bible. All right, with that, I want to say Shalom.